What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Hayden Panettiere as Kirby one more time in the new Scream movie. I guess I should say at least one more time, because we don't really know where this is going. I know first thing you guys are going to think is, Alex, this is not a Tuesday. You're correct. Actually, I'm having back-to-back days of Scream videos, but this is important. This is important. I wanted to get to this as early as I can. Basically, one of the two directors of Scream, right? I'm going to try and say his name, Matt Bettinelli Olfen. Hopefully I'm saying that right. He has followed Hayden Panettiere on Instagram as well as Twitter, okay? Now, this was posted, this was, I guess, figured out by some people a few days ago. I think this was like Monday that people were coming up with this, and people are running with it. In fact, I think Scream Spain, right? I guess like a fan account of Scream in Spain, they've posted a lot about it, basically asking the question, like, what does this mean? Does this mean anything in the first place? And we're all kind of left there. And by the way, if you guys are new here, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, and also following me on Twitter, Podcast Now 15. The link for that is in the description below if you guys are not already, okay? Thank you so much for being here, by the way. This is something that's very interesting because we've talked about this, and I'm not the first one to talk about it, right? But I talked about it. I think this is actually what kicked off my weekly Scream videos, was talking about Kirby. Could Kirby return? And, we've gone over the reasoning, and it's solid, right? The fact that she originally was hinted at, I guess, supposed to be in the next two movies. So when it was originally going to be Scream 5 and 6, she would have been in them. Wes Craven greatly hinted at that in like the director's commentary of Scream 4. Even the way that they did the whole thing of Scream 4 in general, right? They didn't exactly show her dead, right? She was still technically moving, or, there was active, I don't know, life going on there before we, left her, okay? So I really, really think the plan was to bring her back. I mean, we've talked about it, right? In all reality, she could have been the new Final Girl. She could have been the new Sydney, right? And, the same discussion I brought up several months ago gets brought up here, where it's like, if she's back, that's fantastic. That's amazing. I would love that. Okay, I really would. How does it work? Because you have 3 generations now. You have the original characters, the 3 of them. You have her, okay, and she's like 30, 31. And then you would have a brand new cast of characters that are young, right? Jenna Ortega. And then you have like the early/mid-20s of characters of Dylan Minnette and Jack Quaid and all of them, okay? Does that work? Would that actually fit? I don't know. We've talked about maybe as a small cameo, maybe like a picture where we hear Neve Campbell, right? Maybe she's talking about her. Something like that, I think, would be relatively easy. I don't think it would be the best thing. I mean, because I would like just a flat-out return. Now, again, what's interesting here and what people have pointed out, from what people have gathered, this happened very recently. This happened when people found it over the last couple of days. When they were filming Scream 2022, Scream 5, when they were filming it, he was not following her, okay? Now, he's only one of the 2 directors. He's not the writer. That's an important thing to say, okay? And, I looked on, like, his IMDb. I looked on his Wikipedia. This is the only project he's doing, because the first thing I thought of was, all right, I don't want to be disappointed. Let's see if maybe he's working with her in the future. And to be quite honest with you, that could happen. I mean, look, when you're a director, when you're a writer, when you're a producer, when you're anything, yes, you put your heart and soul into whatever you're doing, but then you move on. You do the next thing. So I'm not saying like they're done with Scream. In fact, again, like they're editing. This is when the director is very important. I mean, everybody's important, but this is when they're really important, right? Because you got to make this vision come to life. Everything's got to work out. So, they're doing that. But the thing is, I guess, again, to not get so excited that I'm disappointed if she's not in it, is could he just be, I guess, setting and I guess you could argue, even in the way of like, maybe she's just in a cameo, and maybe she could be in the next Scream movie, that could satisfy the same conditions I'm talking about, you know what I mean? Because if he's following her now, to kind of get ready for the next thing, whether it's a movie or a show entirely separate that he wants to work with her on, or it's for this, whether it be like as a surprise, like she is in this movie, which again, if she is, I really just don't think it would be anything of a big part. Okay, it'd be a very, very small thing, which is fine, but that would kind of be the max. That would be the most we can get out of it. And then, or, I guess, in the next Scream. I mean, again, the whole point, I know like this movie isn't even out yet. We haven't seen a trailer, we haven't seen a poster, any of that stuff, but the whole point is to get more of these movies. You don't stop here. Sure, you may take out some characters, okay, but you're most likely continuing it for the future. This is not a franchise that ever ends. Just like, I mean, maybe it should have. You could argue, all the things that you want to argue, but I think it is a franchise that very marketable, Ghostface, even Sydney, all that stuff, that it can keep going into the future, okay? So there is a goal, I would say, for future movies, and if they bring her back, I mean, I don't know how that would, again, like, I don't know how that would work, because if Jenna Ortega or Dylan Minnette, or whoever you want to say, is like the main lead now, or going to be the main lead, which I could see, and I think once we see the trailer, once we see, especially, obviously, the movie, we'll really start to see who's in charge, who's in the lead here. We'll easily be able to tell that, Nev Campbell, Sydney, they've kind of taken like a back seat, right? But then, depending on who makes it through the movie, going into the next one, then it'll be like, okay, well, who is the cast? Because, a lot of the, like I've said it before, say there's 10 cast members, right? I mean, it's possible. Do 3 make it? Do 4? Do 5? Do 2? Do 1? How many are going to return? I mean, you even look from Scream 4 to now, again, very different. This is kind of even a reboot on that. It will obviously happen in the world, and they'll reference it, I'm sure. But like in all reality, they're just Judy, pretty much, right? No other character besides Kirby. I mean, there's a couple characters that survived, but in general, it's just one character returning. Okay, so and that's important. That's important to note. So like, how would that work? How would that I don't know. How would the cast or how would the characters end up like fitting in with each other when you have all these generations of, she was probably supposed to be the main character going forward back 10, 11 years ago, and now you're having these new characters that are younger than her, Jenna Ortega far younger, okay? And like, if they're in charge now going forward, if they're the lead, how do you make all that work, right? How is that balancing act? So it's definitely interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if it is something. It definitely gives people hope, which I love to see. I love to see hope with these kind of things. So we'll have to wait. I don't think it would be shown in a trailer. I think this would be a surprise that we find out in the movie. I don't think we'll know about it or see anything, until we get to the movie. So definitely still some waiting there. But let me know in the comments below, everybody. What do you guys think? Do you think that she is going to return? Do you think that this following thing means anything? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. Again, if you guys want to follow my Twitter account, PodcastNow15 is my Twitter handle. Back to weekly videos in case, and I guess unless something else happens, if there is news, something like that, I'll of course cover it. But besides that, every single Tuesday, you can expect a new Scream video, okay? Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you all on the next one.